Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. It was a rainy night in Atlanta yesterday that forced the postponement of this game between the number 2 seed Oklahoma Sooners from the Southeastern Conference and the SoCon tournament champions, the Bulldogs from the Citadel. Yesterday, it was a ton of power shown off by the top offense in the country. Alex Hernandez, 3 homers and 9 RBIs, setting a program postseason record, led Georgia Tech, the top seed at number 2 overall, to a 22-5 win over UIC. And you see the bracket as we get ready to play 3 today here in Atlanta. The winner gets Georgia Tech tonight. The loser will take on UIC later this afternoon. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth here at the McNeese Ballpark on the campus of the Georgia Institute of Technology. With Gabby Sanchez, I'm Mike Farron. Power yesterday. Today's about a pair of teams that have a ton of speed. Let's start with Oklahoma. They call their offense chaos. They spell it with an O-U. And Jackson Willits, their shortstop, is the guy that helps to lead the charge.
Yeah, Jackson Willits and what he's able to do. A really good all-around baseball player. And he's in the middle of a lineup where, hey, they're going to be running around the bases. They're going to be putting pressure on. With Willits, there's power in his bat. It's a lot of contact. Defensively, he's one of the top 4 fielding percentage shortstops in all of D1 baseball. Just a heck of a ball player.
A really good all-round player, son of former big leaguer Reggie Willits, who's also the associate head coach at Oklahoma. The Citadels, almost a mirror image offensively as they make their first regional appearance in 16 years. But Russell Triplett's squad is going to run.
Yeah, if you like the game of small ball, well, you're going to love this game because both of these teams, well, they're going to play that. They're going to bunt guys over. They're going to steal. They are trying to put pressure on defenses to make them make mistakes. So this one, it's going to be fun.
And you see what the Citadel did over the course of this season. Cord Rager, the freshman, getting the start for Oklahoma. He's been the Sooners' most consistent starter this year. Game 2 of the Atlanta Regional coming up next. The NCAA baseball regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Let's take a look at the lineup for the Citadel. The Bulldogs today making their first regional appearance in 16 years. Had to wait a day longer, and that man in the middle, Michael Gibson, their two-way star, was the most outstanding player in the SoCon tournament.
Michael Gibson just put up some huge numbers, too, in that SoCon tournament, going 14 for 23, 13 RBIs. And guess what? They're going to need that here today if they're going to want to go ahead and take down Oklahoma.
Cord Rager gets the start for Oklahoma. The 6'6 lefty has been in the rotation all year. And, Gabby, we talked about it in our open. The reason why Skip Johnson chose him for the opener, he's been their most consistent starter this season.
That most consistent starter. Well, the 6'6 freshman on the mound starting the first game in regional. Rager going out there, 4 earned runs allowed in each of his last 4 starts. It's a really good fastball, 90 to 95. That's a cutter, changeup, also throws a slider. One of the things that he does very well is he controls the running game, which is another reason why he's out there, because they're going to face the Citadel, a team that is going to want to put pressure and take off and run and take the extra 90.
I really feel like calling him a Bulldog on the mound isn't good enough, especially against the Bulldogs. He's more of a Tiger, it feels like, the way that he go and attack them. Lane Tobin will lead things off, the son of former Bulldog shortstop Phil Tobin, who is the shortstop of their 1990 team. This is a big deal for the Citadel, a proud baseball program that has struggled over the last decade and a half. They find themselves back in a regional as they get ready to take on OU. Rager's first pitch of the ball game is a strike, and we are underway. There are a ton of junior college transfers on this roster for the Citadel. Tobin is one of them. The 0-1. And he's behind, 0-2 to Rager. See Rager, it's a really good fastball. There's more in the tank for this guy, too. We'll talk about him throughout after the morning, I guess. We're still in the morning, right? Towards the middle, there's Jackson Willits, and the shortstop throws him out. And the leadoff man gone in the Citadel first. Russell Triplett is the coach for the Citadel, the former Clemson star who was part of the 0-2 Tigers team that went to Omaha, was an assistant to Jack Leggett in 2006. Longtime Division II coach. And boy, there's some really interesting stories of the Citadel program, including what it's like for somebody who didn't go to the Citadel to be a part of this program. Here's Jaden Williams, their talented freshman, who takes the ball low, 1-0. Sorry, it's a strike call. Excuse me.
A little bit down, but that's his best bolt so far at 95 miles an hour.
The 0-1. And the count 0-2.
Rager just is decided that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just throw my fastball. You got to love that, too, because you have to be aggressive against a team like the Citadel. They will work counts. They're not really a powerful hitting team, but when you're able to do this and just go after somebody with 94, 95 miles an hour from the left side, it's going to be tough for anybody to hit. This is just explosive, out of the hand by Rager. Up in the zone, 94 miles an hour.
The only left-handed hitter in the lineup for the Citadel today is T.J. Anderson. Anderson, former second-team All-SoCon performer, takes a ball inside, 1-0. Another one of their junior college transfers, ton of players from Florence Darlington Tech. The Citadel, as we showed you at the outset, is a team that likes to run. They play small ball. They finished very strong, winning 17 of their last 20. They are one of the hottest teams entering this tournament for Russell Triplett's crew. They were only 11-10 in conference play, but upset the regular season champion Mercer twice in the conference tournament. Mercer ended up being left out. That was maybe the most controversial omission by the tournament committee. Here's the 2-1. Hammered deep and well fouled by Anderson, 2-2. Here is the Citadel against SoCon opponents. How they finished, you see 12-2 in their last 14 games. As the ERA more than halved. And their second-year pitching coach, James Reeves, one of the best pitchers to ever pitch for the Citadel. And Michael Gibson in that on-deck circle, their two-way star, a big reason why they've had success. Anderson checks, takes strike three. And a perfect 1-2-3 first, and very impressive for Gord Rager. We head to the bottom of the first. The Citadel nothing. OU coming to bat. Lineup, the Oklahoma Sooners will be running out today as they try to get back to Omaha for the first time since 2022. Camden Johnson, he had the two-hole. The transfer for Wichita State has had a really fine season. You see 26 stolen bases. I love that they call this offense chaos, Gabby, because when it's going right, man, do they put pressure on the defense.
Really, there's only two guys in the lineup with double digits home run. LaChance hitting third. He's really the power guy, but when you look at the rest of this team, it's just a lot of guys who have speed, who are going to put pressure, who are going to try to take the extra 90.
Andrew Buffkin makes the start for the Citadel, a low slot right-hander who has started and relieved this season for the Bulldogs, a Myrtle Beach native. Say he led the SoCon in ERA this year, but that's not the reason he got the ball in this. Generally, Will Holmes would have gotten the start in their opener. He pitched a lot in the conference tournament, but when talking to James Reeves, their pitching coach yesterday, there was a specific reason he wanted Buffkin.
Yeah, just the reason why is that Buffkin is very quick to home. Not only that, quick-footed too, and able to pick guys off. Has 5 pickoffs so far on the season. So there was a reason why they decided, you know what, we want to go with Buffkin. You're not going to be able to really steal on him because of how quick he is. And not only that, he's funky on the mound, and you're going to see it in that windup where he's coming out. It's that low three-quarter slot. It's going to be a lot of sinker and sliders coming out of him, so he's trying to keep the ball on the ground also.
Switch hitting, Jason Walk will lead things off. He was on the SEC all-defensive team this year. The switch hitter. Speedster at the top of the lineup waits in the first pitch. Hit towards the middle, backhanded at second, and in time to get him at first. Equipment flying away from Walk, one out. Skip Johnson, the head coach at Oklahoma. He helped to lead them to Omaha in 2022.
Number 9, Camden Johnson.
As Camden Johnson stands in. Johnson, we highlighted it in the lineup at the outset. The transfer from Wichita State squares the bunt and takes the ball outside. It's 1-0. Johnson's had a terrific season. We had a chance to sit down with him the other day. Very nice young man. Outside, 2-0. You have to play a specific style of baseball to really fit in the offense for Oklahoma. Their best version will have a couple of guys that can run the ball out of the ballpark, but you need to control the strike zone.
Yeah, it's about controlling the strike zone, working counts, getting yourself on, especially for those big guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah, the count 3-0 now to Johnson. And there's another Johnson. Skip Johnson, the head coach of Oklahoma in his 9th year. Took them to Omaha, where they were the national runner-up in 2022. For pitching coach for Augie Garrido at the University of Texas, head coach at Navarro Junior College. Striking count 3-1. You get to meet Skip for the first time this week.
Awesome.
What's your impression?
He's just awesome. A knowledge of baseball. Just talking with him, and it's all, it really, as soon as you go to talk with him, you're there for 35 minutes, and you're just talking baseball like if you're on the couch having a good time. It's really cool talking with him.
Swing and a miss. Good off speed there. The count is full.
And one of the other things that Buffkin has too is a changeup, which we didn't really get to. He has a very good slider that he's able to work from side to side, but it's going to be that changeup that will be that equalizer, especially against left-handed hitters.
I'd say it's more important for him to get to the changeup early than for you. The 3-2 in the air to left, going back on it, backpedaling and making the catch. And it's T.J. Anderson, 2 outs. Johnson retired. Buffkin set down the first two here in the first.
And that's exactly what Buffkin needed to do. How about that, going back from a 3-0 count, making it a 3-2 and end up getting the fly. You do not want to walk anybody if you're Buffkin against this Oklahoma team, because they are going to run. They're going to make your life miserable on the bases. So easiest thing to do, just really go on the attack.
Dayton LaChance, their leading home run hitter, bats third. He's the catcher today as he takes a ball outside, 1-0. He's done split time behind the plate with Brendan Brock. That was a huge hole on the roster for OU this winter with Easton Carmichael, who had starred there for 3 years, being a third-round draft pick of the Pirates. And LaChance, who played for Skip Johnson's son at McLennan Junior College, has helped to settle it down. And settling under that in center field is Jaden Williams in a 1-2-3 first inning for the Citadel. We go to the second, no score.
All the highlights, all the big moments.
Get a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag squeeze play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Best way to watch regionals is to watch Squeeze Play, where you get all of the action from all of the sites, including this one. I'm sure a lot of these fans were watching Squeeze Play yesterday. We did during the rain delay. I went as I was going to sleep last night. I was tuned in. There's nothing like having the dulcet tones of Mike Rooney and Chris Burke to put you to sleep.
You probably had some great dreams.
Michael Gibson leads off and takes outside the count 2-0 to the cleanup man. Gibson has been the big star for the Citadel this year, both offensively and on the mound. He is their relief ace, and he launches that one to left. And going back on it and unable to make the play is the left fielder Brock. And Michael Gibson will lead off with a double. Well, Brendan Brock is a catcher by trade playing left field, Gabby, and it seemed like he got a little fooled on that one off the bat.
I mean, look, that ball was well hit, though, 98 miles off the bat, but you are right. Kind of turned around to different locations to try to make that play. Usually a left fielder would just take that jab step back and work his way, but if you haven't played the position all that much, you start to get turned around. He does there. I still feel like that ball was ticketed for a double anyways, but you could just see the lack of experience out there in left, with especially that fade of the ball coming off the bat.
That'll bring up Christian Stratus. Throw behind the runner, and Gibson is back. Yeah, that's interesting to me because I think a lot of times we think of outfielders on the corner having to play the hook, right? But that's the challenge in left field is you get that fade sometimes. And I know left field is like the bottom of the defensive spectrum, but I know a lot of players who played there who say that it is tougher than right. A good bunt by Stratus, and Johnson will throw him out. Cameron Johnson making the play for out number one.
And this is exactly what the Citadel does. Get a guy into scoring position with no outs, bunt him over, get him in. That's the thought process for Russell Triplet. Play team baseball all year long, put it together in regional.
You see Michael Gibson saying that it's David Beckley, former Citadel star. And the infield will play back up the middle for Zach Hunt. Yes. Those are construction gloves like you would get at Lowe's, and it looks like Hunt is going to give them the lead. A fly ball to deep center, Walk puts it away. Racing home is Gibson, and the Citadel takes the lead.
How about that? Just team baseball executed perfectly. Gibson, double. Stratus comes up, very nice bunt right to the third baseman like he's supposed to do. Zach Hunt, hey, I've been here before and I've done this. Sack fly deep to center field, trying to stay to the big part.
Sam Dansky gets the start at third base, and he swings at the first pitch and sends it to center. Walk broke back, but has plenty of time to come in, camp under it, and the inning is over. Get him on, get him over, get him in. The Citadel has a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Almost all the way through the opening of regionals. We know NC State will finish up with UCF later, but you see the big story. The four seeds that won yesterday, including the first time in the super regional format that the #1 overall seed has lost to a 4 seed to start the tournament. St. Mary's, Eric Valenzuela's club, going down to Los Angeles and beating UCLA. And last night, St. John's stunning Florida State. 6-5, so four seeds won, and 2 seeds had a rough day yesterday as well. They were just 4-10. Jaden Williams What incredible speed to run down that shot off the bat of Jackson Willits for out number 1.
I'll tell you this, Williams had to go a long way to make that play. Willits hits this baseball, stays inside. You can actually see the angle of the ball trying to make its way to that left center field gap, and Williams just closing in on it, making a really nice play.
He is a really special talent that the Citadel has. First pitch is a strike to Trey Gamble. There's Jaden Williams, a freshman, and he has real tools. I mean, he can fly. He has had a terrific first year with the Citadel. Really good changeup there for Bufkin. Gets ahead of Trey Gamble 0-2.
We heard that the changeup is his best secondary pitch. That thing's nasty, especially when he's able to tunnel that with the sinker that he has.
Gamble, a transfer a year ago from Salt Lake Community College, checks, and he held up on appeal. Brian Marine is our third base umpire.
Again, a really nice changeup. Does he? Ooh. That's as close as you're going to get.
Russell Triplett screaming in the background for it. Didn't get the calls. That one misses the count. 2-2 to Gamble. Gamble is affectionately known by his teammates. You see Triplett there. There's Gamble. He is affectionately known by his teammates as Uncle. He went on a Mormon mission after high school, so he's a few years older than your typical senior, but his teammates love him. But I think, no, not Uncle, I think. It's more formal.
More formal. I'll be the one to call him Unc. Hey, Unc, how you doing?
The 3-2 to Gamble, fouled away. Gamble's had a good season. He won a junior college national championship at Salt Lake Community College. Baseball playing family. Half a dozen home runs on the year for the left-handed hitter. And the 3-2. And he swings and sends that one into shallow left center, racing over Williams. He covers a ton of ground, 2 outs. Clash in Italy hits this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Catch the first hour live on ESPN. Stream the entire event on the ESPN app with an ESPN Unlimited plan. What are the odds that you're going to be one eyeball on that?
100%.
Well, we're working tomorrow. I knew it. Here is Brendan Brock starting at left field today. The transfer takes a strike. It's 0-1. Brock, we mentioned, is also a catcher. He's out of Southwest Illinois Community College. He is the Southwestern Illinois all-time home run leader. He and Dayton LaChance have provided most of the power for OU this year. And both have done a good job behind the plate. Brock's actually thrown out close to 40% of base stealers this year, so he's getting the start in left field today. Here comes the 1-1. On the ground and through past a diving Tobin into left field. A 2-out single for Brendan Brock. And that's the first base runner for OU.
We were talking about that too with Brock about the 40% throwing out runners, and we're both looking to why isn't he the one that's catching a day, especially playing the Citadel, who likes to run and get things moving?
Well, because Dayton LaChance is also a very good defensive catcher.
He is.
They have really, it took 2 guys to fill the role of Easton Carmichael. It is hard to explain to people who have not paid attention to OU what he meant to that program over the last couple of years, and they weren't quite sure how it was going to go. They will recruit a lot of junior college guys as Desan Harris stands in part because Skip Johnson is a JUCO coach, right? Like, he coached at Navarro for years and years and years. And he is a guy that appreciates the players that come through those ranks, especially the ones in the state of Texas. And he's got a great network. And his son was at McLennan Junior College, where he actually had LaChance until this year when he joined the staff at Dallas Baptist. So he took chances on 2 guys, hoping one of them would work out, and they both did. So It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad when you have two guys make it work out for you.
1-1 the count. Here's Skip. Arthur Ray Johnson. Nobody calls him Arthur. It's just Skip. He is a pitching whisperer too, man. He's Kershaw's guy. Like, that's what you need to know about Skip Johnson. That's the guy that Clayton Kershaw trusts. Here swings and misses a backdoor breaker in the count. 1-2. First. And pitch of the turn. Good stop that time. All right, so how fast is Bupkin to the plate?
Lightning speed. I really, that was a changeup, and even on a changeup, you're at a 1.14. There's going to be a reason where you don't see Oklahoma taking off. One, it's about a 1-1 that you have, and two, you can't get too far off because Bufkin is very quick over to first on the pickoffs, and we've already seen a couple, even though they're not even getting off that far, that they've been very close.
Runner goes, the pitch is a ball, the throw to second, and plenty of time. They decided to run even with Bufkin being that fast to the plate, and he is gunned down by Phillips Daniels.
I'll tell you this, you're at 1-1, you don't have to be that fast over, and look how easy they get the caught stealing at second.
Surprises in the Palmetto State. You see Clemson and South Carolina both missing the tournament this year. Citadel, Upstate, Coastal, the reigning national runner-up, all in the tournament, although Coastal lost to Northern Illinois last night. Just the second postseason without Clemson and South Carolina in it in more than 50 years. He doesn't seem all that surprised. Seems to be celebrating it. That's not nice. Aryan Patel will lead things off, and that one fouled away for the second baseman in the count 0-2. Patel, one of the real steady leaders on this Citadel team. You see the numbers, and that is not indicative of what he means to their roster. Very good infield defender, and he lines out to second to start the third. Phillips Daniels.
The catcher, number 21.
If I'm Citadel right now, I'm concentrating on the fastball. Rager's going to throw that fastball. It's going to be good. 94, 95, got to get that foot down and be ready to hit it. He's giving up about 2 or 3 fastballs per at bat.
Daniels takes a strike. It's 0-1. He is maybe the most athletic guy outside of Jaden Williams on their roster. Former high school quarterback. Missed some time with injury, but He is a true quarterback on the field.
Catcher's interference.
Yep, catcher's interference. Good call, Gabby.
I heard that one from up here where we're at. That was a straight swing, straight down. LeChance goes to reach to get it. It's almost where he thought that the swing wasn't going to happen. Hits him square in the middle of the glove.
All right, now Daniels, you get another look here.
Yeah, look where it is. Look where he ends up swinging at this pitch and goes straight down, he goes to reach, and there it is. Right off the glove.
Looked like he created a fair amount of pain for LeChance. So no plate appearance, an error on the catcher. It puts a man aboard, 1 out, 1-0 Citadel. Laid Tobin up, third baseman pinched in. First pitch, and he swings and pops it up. And putting it away is Kyle Branch, 2 outs. Very aggressive on the next pitch. Here's one of the things I'm curious about as Jaden Williams comes to the plate. Obviously, one of the reasons why Rager is on the mound for OU is to help control the Citadel running game, but he's also pounding the strike zone. At some point, the hit and run's going to come into play early, you would think, right?
And that's what I thought maybe they were even trying to run on that play. I thought they were trying to do a hit and run because usually we've seen the Citadel not being very aggressive early on in counts.
First pitch to Jaden Williams. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. I mean, if he's going to keep pounding the zone, right, it should, if that's part of your game, you're going to have to do it. Put guys in motion.
And Rager, too, very quick to home. So if you're very quick to home, the only way that you can counteract that is by putting guys in motion, especially when you're seeing that you're basically starting off strike 1, strike 2 in every single at-bat. So putting guys into motion, getting defenses to kind of move around, which are going to open up slots.
This would seem to be a good count to try and send the runner on if you wanted to go. He's going back to the bag as Williams slaps it fouling out of play.
Yeah, for me right now, it just looks like the Citadel and Phillip Daniels, who's on first base. It's almost like a one-way lead, and he's working his way back, where as soon as the lefty comes up with that leg, as a runner at first base, if you're having that one-way lead, you kind of always want to lean back just in case, because the whole thing is not to get picked off.
Some bounce back there, the count 2-2.
So this is what we're talking about. You're at first base, you're taking a lead, it's a one-way lead, so you're out. As soon as that leg comes up, it's almost like you're working your way back because the last thing you want to do is get picked off.
Toss to first and the runner back.
Now, I would tell base runners, I don't want you to come back, right? I want you to stay grounded and just read it. You're going to have enough time if you see him start to come over, then you start to work your way back. You don't want your momentum going to first because that's just going to limit your secondary of getting to second.
2-2, chop to the left side. You'll be a tough play for Willits. The throw, not in time. Williams beats it out, and the Citadel has a 2-out threat here in the third.
And nothing you can do there if your Willits played it. The only thing you may have been able to do is try to cut it off, but if he tries to cut that ball off, that ball would have gotten by him. So he had to create the angle of getting the ball on the high hop. You can see where he's going to come. He starts to work his way back because he sees where that ball is. Nothing you can do there. You're just really fast with Jaden Williams, the center fielder, running down that first base line.
TJ Anderson hits. He was a strikeout victim in the first. Struck out looking. 1-0 the Citadel. A strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Anderson, second on this team in home runs, second on the team in runs batted in. He takes a strike and the count 0-2 as Rager continues to pound the zone. Some triplet. Watching his offense put together a threat with 2 outs here. Anderson takes just off the plate. What a do.
Rager's like, man, I've been filling up the zone. I feel like I should be getting this one, but you can see where they are and where they're set up. LeChance way off the plate. Yeah, he hit the glove, but he was about 3 balls off the plate where he caught that ball.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. The cutter backed up on him, and he was still able to get Anderson to swing through it. And the Citadel leaves a pair. We'll talk to their head coach, Russell Triplett, coming up. It's 1-0 Bulldogs. One nothing the Citadel as we head to the bottom of the third. We're joined now by their head coach, Russell Triplett. I know there's a joking around that you guys had no problem playing 3 9 a.m. games during the SoCon tournament. That's lunch for your cadets, so how's the 10 a.m. start for you?
You have Buffkin right now on the mound, throwing the ball extremely well. What have you seen out of him here today?
Russell, we appreciate the time. Best of luck today. Yeah, Russell Triplett in his second year as the head coach at the Citadel. The Citadel is an interesting place, and people from where I grew up, as Deshaun Harris takes a ball low, 1-0, I don't think have a full understanding of what places like the Citadel or VMI are. As they're military schools, but they don't have any direct affiliation with the military. About a third of their students end up following a military career. But it does not sound like it's an easy life there, does it?
They were telling us, especially as a freshman, and what you have to do. Oh no, it's not easy.
They have a hell week when they come in that it sounds like basic training, basically.
That's exactly what it sounds like, where you come in and it's a basic training. You have to have your hair cut the right way. Like, it is very military, but technically not really military, right? Is that the situation?
It gives you that structure. From what I can gather, it gives you that structure in that environment. And there is this philosophy there that is like, if you grind through these next 4 years, it'll set you up for the 40 years. When you graduate from the Citadel, you get a ring. And if you have that Citadel ring, it is a path to professional success. Citadel alum take care of Citadel alum. And listening to Russell Triplett even say, I heard a little bit about it, but him talking about, like, on the phone with Fortune 500 companies and super big executives and all that, talking about his players, not scouts, but about what their future are going to be like. He said it really is that 4 for 40 is the mindset that everybody has. And if you can grind it out, it is a really difficult 4 years. He said, but in all of the reunions you see, it is everybody super excited to be back because they have this shared experience that is not like other universities. It is very, very different. I'm not sure that I would have been cut out for this. No, I'll tell you that. Deshaun Harris fouls it off to the left of that play.
Well, Russell Triplett, too, was telling us that he actually lives on campus, and he has been able to see what, the freshmen have to go through and everything that the Citadel means. And he's like, it is not easy. Like, to be able to go there and do what these guys do, and not only that, for student athletes, for them to be able to play and for them to be able to kind of succeed, not only in sports, but in life. He's like, it's a different beast.
Deshaun Harris leads off with a base hit for Oklahoma. Tying run is aboard. ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLB.tv. OU just had an alum make a Major League debut this week. David Sandlin for the White Sox, who was terrific. All three members of their rotation from the national runner-up in 2022 have now made their big league debut. Cade Horton of the Cubs, Jake Bennett of the Red Sox, and then Sandlin the other day. He gave up a home run on the second pitch of the game to Byron Buxton and then set down the next 18. That's a debut.
That's a debut.
Pitch misses outside to Dayton Taki. It's 1-0. Taki, the first baseman, hitting in the 8th spot. All right, you talked about how quick to the plate Buffkin was. And they've got Harris picked off. And you also talked about how many pickoffs he had. That's number 6 on the year for the right-hander.
And here's the thing.
Look at that smile.
You're going to have to try to extend your lead. And he does it so smartly. It's almost like they're reading it. Okay, I see them coming off the way that they're doing it. They're taking 3 steps. For me, you never want to cross your legs while you're taking your lead. You always want to be squared up to the pitcher and almost kind of shuffle. When you square up to second base and you're almost taking a walking lead, you're putting yourself in a position to get picked off if you have a guy with quick feet, just like Buffkin is, right? So all of a sudden now you're walking to second, you get that back pick. These are the things right now that if you're Oklahoma, you have to look at them with Buffkin and say, this might not be the right time to go ahead and take off. And we've already talked about maybe hitting runs. That's something that they might have to start utilizing as well.
2-1 the count to Dayton Taki, the first baseman. If running is a big part of your offense and you can't get the running game going, as Taki hits it in the air to right center field, Williams going back, he's to the fence. I guess the way to answer that is to hit a home run. Dayton Taki ties the game with a solo homer, his 4th of the year. So if you can't run, hit it over the boards. It's that simple.
I guess that's the way you play the game. You know what? We're not going to be able to go and run, so we're going to have to hit the ball out. Dayton Taki, his 4th home run of the season. This is a middle-in fastball. It's elevated, and it just caught the airstream and just kept pushing its way out. It was 105 miles an hour off the bat, so it was well struck.
372-foot blast, a towering home run for Taki as Kyle Branch hits. Talented sophomore second baseman, heading the count 1-0. Taki's got Oklahoma back in this game. Coming down low, 2-0 to the second baseman. Branch a down year offensively. On-base percentage under 300, slugging under 300. And just 7 extra base hits on the season. He takes down and in, and count 3-0. Buffkin set. And he walks Branch on 4 pitches.
This is going to be the interesting with Buffkin. All of a sudden, you gave up a home run. What were you going to do? How are you going to approach that next batter? Well, that's not what you want to do. You do not want to walk anybody in this Oklahoma team. I get it that you're very quick, but we just finished seeing, too, the ball's going to be flying out of this ballpark. So last thing you want to do is put 3 passes up there in one big swing, and all of a sudden it's a couple runs.
See what Buffkin's done so far. I saw that a minute ago. His walk, swings and misses, and that off speed. It's 0-1. I would hate to think that home run, as hard as it was hit so high in the air.
40 degrees.
And you know, the Citadel plays in a big ballpark. That would be a little bit jarring, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? If you are a Citadel pitcher, you're used to playing in a ballpark that, I mean, dimension-wise is not crazy. It's still 366 to right center field, and center field's 399. But you have the wind that's blowing in off of, what is it, the
ocean?
Ocean, but
I forget which one it is, the bay over there that they have, but you're just having that water, that air that's coming in, so all of a sudden it's just knocking every single ball down. So they're not used to giving up all these home runs, especially at home.
Am I going to have to dive into
which one it is? I mean, we've been there, I've seen it, I just don't remember what it is.
It's in Charleston.
It's in Charleston.
We know geography is your strength. We talked about that yesterday. So.
It's the Atlantic.
Yes. That is very true. It is. Charleston Harbor? Is that what you were going with?
Yes, that one. Charleston Harbor.
2-1 the count to Jason Walk. A toss over to first and diving back is Branch. Branch just 3 of 5 in stolen base attempts, but and some of that because he was under 300 for his on-base percentage this year. He's got the lead. Not running, and another changeup that misses low. Good take by Walk there. It's 3-1.
The problem is that I don't feel like running is the right move against Buffkin because he's just too quick.
He was 1 second flat on that. 1-3 or 1-4 is what you need, right?
Yeah, like you're looking at 1-3, you start to think about it, right? So 1-3 is that number where you go, okay, how quick is the catcher delivering the ball to second? And if that catcher is, 2-0, 2-1, then you say, okay, now might be a right time to steal at 1-3. At 1-1, I mean, really, that is when you get a stop sign from coaches going, listen, guys, we're not going to be able to take off because he's just too quick to home. And here's the thing, too, that Buffkin, it's not like he has a high leg kick at any point. He's more of a relief-style pitcher, so it's a very quick slide step consistently to home.
Called strike 3, 2 outs. The other part of it is we've already seen him pick a guy off, right? So, I mean, he's clearly quick going to the first, too. It's just a fastball, and I don't think it's what Walk was looking for.
It was a sinker, and it started on the inside part of the plate, ran right over the heart of the plate. I think you're right. For Walk, I think he was just probably looking for something else and just could not pull the trigger.
2 outs for Camden Johnson. Third baseman takes a strike, gets 0-1. Oklahoma and the Citadel tied at 1 here in the third. Throw over to first, and Rucker back again.
Oh, I love that one there. The whole sigh of relief with the hands on the head going, okay, that was a lot quicker than I thought. I got to be careful here. Maybe, you know what, take an extra step back towards first.
It feels like nearly a surrender cobra in that spot. What a one. Man.
Oh, and look, I've been there as a base runner where you have a guy on the mound that is very quick to home, and then all of a sudden you're like, not only is he quick to home, he's quick over here. Let me take a little extra step back towards it. That way I can just kind of fall on first base rather than even dive back.
Into center field, Williams coming on, can't get there. It's a base hit. Stopping at second is Branch. And Oklahoma, who's tied the game on the Taki homer, now has 2 aboard with 2 outs here in the third, looking to take the lead. That'll bring up Dayton LaChance, their leading home run hitter. Well, the first really big spot here for Buffkin. He was better against righties than lefties this season. Despite the fact that he really doesn't use the changeup very much against them, which is a bit surprising. That is a really good pitch.
And that's, I've always said I would love for righties to realize that using and utilizing a changeup righty-righty is really tough for a hitter.
It was a breaking ball. It was tapped foul at the plate. Chance had a big swing at it. It's 0-1. See what's happened with Dayton LaChance. He got off to a little bit of a slow start power-wise, but is finishing strong for OU.
Yeah, when he finally got that first one, then they start to come in bunches. You have a lot of pressure as a hitter, and you realize, okay, I finally got that first. Oh, how about that? Finally get that first home run, and then just things start to relax a little bit more as a hitter, and they start to come in bunches. And LaChance, if you make a mistake here, especially with one of those off-speed pitches, a slider, and that ball stays up, this ball can go a long, long way at this ballpark.
Buffkin's only given up 4 homers this year, including the one to Taki to tie the game in this inning. The pitch. fouled away. Another breaking ball in the middle of the plate and a mighty rip from LeChance. It's 0-2.
Yeah, LeChance was thinking about what we just said. If you make a mistake and you leave one over, this is a big home run swing. And you can see he's just, oh, I just missed that one.
So 0-2 the count. 2 on, 2 out. Last of the third, the Citadel and Oklahoma tie. Swing and a miss. This fastball today from Buffkin at 89, and he strikes out LeChance, and the Sooners leave a pair. But they get even thanks to their first baseman, Dayton Taki. A moonshot homer to right center. We're even at 1. Back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. McNeese Baseball Park, Russ Chandler Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia, here on the Flats. Georgia Tech. Michael Gibson will lead off the cleanup hitter for the Citadel in this 1-1 game against OU. And Gibson seemed more okay with that call than the fans did.
There's a lot of Citadel fans in this ballpark here today.
Gibson launches one deep to center field. That one is gone! A roar from this blue-clad crowd as the Citadel takes a 2-1 lead. Just their 39th homer as a team this year.
And the 6 for Gibson, just a very nice, quick swing through the zone on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Straight away center field, leaves the bat at 101, goes 399 feet. How about that answer back very quickly?
So they don't hit a whole lot of home runs because the wind is always blowing in, and because, as we know, we are not geography experts on Charleston. Couple of messages for it. It's the Ashley River that is near the ballpark. And Scott Heiberg is one of the TV guys in Charleston, said he's like, you would need an Uber ride to get from the Atlantic Ocean to campus for the wind to get there. So I appreciate a couple people reaching out and helping us. We knew there was a body of water involved. We're cute, but we're not that smart. There's a strike, the count 2-1 to Stratus.
All right, but we talked about, too, if you're the Citadel right now, just be aggressive on a fastball. You know that Rager's going to give you some. So make sure you get that foot down, put a good swing on it, let the pitcher supply the power. That's exactly what Gibson did there. 94 coming in, leaves the bat at 101, but it wasn't a home run swing. It's a nice, easy, quick, stay through the middle of the field swing.
Bouncer towards the middle, and Willits can't get there. It's a base hit. Stratus aboard. Citadel keeping the pressure on. Stratus not one of the more aggressive base runners on this team, as the entire infield's going to get together here with Rager. Can't imagine that this is anything more than just like keep doing what you're doing. That ball wasn't hit very hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much that you can do. Ball just straight chopped straight down, right back up the middle. But you also see what Citadel's kind of doing, right? Staying to the big part of the field. A lot of these hits, that's where they're going, from left center field to right center field in that area. Just trying to work and understand, okay, you're going to get the fastball, stay to the big part. If you get a breaking pitch, those are the ones that you can pull if you're a lefty or a righty.
Skip Johnson finishing his mound visit there. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com. The home of all NCAA championships. First of 3 here today in Atlanta. And Citadel in their first regional in 16 years, leading perennial Omaha hopeful to Oklahoma 2-1 in the fourth. Here's Zach Hunt. He knocked in the first run with a sac fly. And a toss to first and the runner back, and he was showing butt. Now he is their leading power threat with his construction gloves on.
You gotta love those. We talked to him about that too, and he said, listen, when you're playing at JUCO, you don't have the money to be spending on batting gloves. He goes, these will last me 6 months. I said, what month are you on right now? He said, I'm on month 2, so I still have 4 months left with these guys on.
Said a little cheaper than Bruce Bolt's. He goes, $7 goes a lot further than 90 on batting gloves. Here's the 0-1 instead of toss to first and the runner back. We have talked a lot about the running game. We have not really seen the Citadel use it. They have used a sacrifice to set up their first run. And I guess this goes for both teams. How much awareness is too much awareness? Swing and a miss. Good off speed. It's 0-2. By the way, this guy's going to be nasty.
Oh.
He's already nasty, but like Cord Rager is.
Rager's, he's 6'6", 235 pounds as a freshman. He is going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's already throwing 95 miles an hour, 96. So you could see the ceiling of where he's going to be able to go. I wouldn't be surprised here in 3 years if we're talking about Rager and, hey, he's got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and he could be a top 10 pick.
I mean, listen, I'm worried about him hitting a growth spurt. He barely fits into the clothes now. If he's going to get bigger and stronger, I hope it doesn't mean he's going to grow to 3 inches. Look, it's already expecting a flood. Like, give me the longest pants that you have, and it left that.
They're going to need some extra fabric next year.
I mean, the dugouts were kind of flooding yesterday. His cuffs were bone dry. So everything was coming up Millhouse. 0-2, swing and a miss. Hunt foul tips it into the glove of LeChance, one out. First out of the inning, and we'll bring up Sam Dansky. What Rager has done so far today. 43 pitches to get the first 10 outs of the game. Yeah, he looks like a guy that should start a regional. I mean, he's been in the 3-spot, 2-spot in their rotation. It is as the throw gets away from the first baseman, and that's going to allow Stratus to move into scoring position with 1 out. That'll be an error.
Yeah, just a step off. Well, you got to be able, if you're Taki, you got to be able to come up with that. Not a bad throw at all. A little elevated. Looks like Taki, though, was trying to get that ball on tag at the same time, trying to be too quick, and it gets away from him.
They gave the error to Rager. Ooh. Pitches in the dirt, and the count 1-0 to Sam Dansky.
I'm a first baseman. We'll go ahead and say that should be an E3.
I mean, he was ready for the throw. You could see him kind of look at the spot,
he just brought it
back.
down. Yeah, he just brought it down too quick. He was trying to be too quick on the tag. Ends up hitting on this tip of his glove and gets away.
The pitch to Dansky. Takes low. Huge secondary lead for Stratus, and the chance for thinking of throwing behind him.
Yeah, with Dansky up, they're basically looking at it saying, anything that gets through the infield, you have to be able to score.
2-0 lefty on the mound. He's got to be going on this pitch, right?
I don't think he's going to be running on this pitch.
He's not. And you take a strike, it's 2-1. Okay, why? Because to me, this offense works best if you've got a man at third with one out.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but in a 2-0 count, more likely than not, you're going to get a fastball. That's not a pitch that you're going to want to be running on.
So how about now?
And now you have a better chance if you want to go, but it doesn't look like they're going to be going anywhere.
And they don't need to, as a liner down in the left field corner for Dansky is going to score Stratus, and the Citadel has a 3-1 lead. Sam Dansky knocking in a run, the third extra base hit of the game for the Bulldogs.
And again, just being aggressive on the fastball. No, you're going to get a whole bunch. Get that foot down, get that bat head out. That's exactly what Dansky does, and delivers a line drive at 107 miles an hour down that left field line. That's going to be an easy score for Stratus at second base, and now they have another guy, Dansky, at second, with still that one out.
Aryan Patel hits, and he fouls the first one back. It's 0-1.
And now all of a sudden, the Citadel, they're starting to realize the same thing that we have realized, that, hey, it's going to be a lot of strikes early on in count. You're going to get a lot of fastballs, so be aggressive early. If you get a good pitch to hit, make sure you get your swing off.
Here's the 0-1. Liner, pass branch into the right center field, a base hit. Dansky will have to hold at third. He had to hold up to make sure that that ball got through, and the Citadel has him at the corners with one out. The number 9 hitter, Phillips Daniels.
And here's a tough one here for Dansky because he does the right thing. This is a line drive, and it's low. You know where the second baseman is, so you have to kind of stay home. You can't just take off. With 2 outs, of course, you're running, but with 1, you can't get doubled off, so he has to freeze and make sure that that ball gets down on the Patel swing. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He did it correctly. Nothing you can do there if you're the Citadel.
And the number 9 hitter, Daniels, up. Pinched in at third. Being held at first is Patel, who has 20 bags on the season as Daniels takes ball 1. 1-0.
I wouldn't be surprised here if you look at Daniels and all of a sudden with first and third situation, you see a little bit of a safety squeeze. This is something that the Citadel does. They like to play small ball. They love to sack bunt. They like to get guys moving.
Yeah, they're keeping him relatively close as he squares the butt and takes a strike. It was a safety squeeze opportunity. Johnson, the third baseman, with the right-handed hitter up playing close to the bag, and that kind of shortening the secondary lead, it feels like.
Well, here's the thing, too. Usually, as a hitter in these type of situations, you want to bunt the ball over to first base. But here, it's just get the bunt down.
And he does it up along first. A play at the plate, and he is out at home. What a play by Dayton Toggy to gun down the man at the plate, 2 outs. There was no room for error on that play.
This is a great job by Taki at first base, because as soon as this ball is being delivered, and this is something too that you talk with your pitcher, hey, don't pick over because I need to get going. Plays it perfectly, comes in, gets that baseball, gives it over to LaChance, but you can see everything's full speed. This is the only chance he has with that flip, backhand flip over to LaChance at home, who ends up tagging out Dansky. That is executed perfectly on the Oklahoma side defensively.
He outran his sunglasses on that one to make the play. An excellent play.
I mean, it's a great bunt, too. Exactly where you want to be. You want to be on that first base side. It's a tough play. It's a bang-banger at home. But this is something, too, that you got to look at. That, well, guess what? Oklahoma, they play this same style of baseball, too. So the practice is you're basically working on those type of plays consistently.
I think it's a great point, Gabby, that you're talking about two teams that are mirror images. So you're prepared defensively for those inside game tricks that don't work against more power-laden teams. Runner goes from second, and that one fouled away by Tobin, and the count stays 0-2. Patel had third base stolen, but Tobin protecting. This has been the longest inning for Rager, and yet he's only at 55 pitches. 3-1, the Citadel leads. 2 on, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. The pitch. Tobin fouls it back. Mentioned earlier, Tobin, the son of former Citadel shortstop at the Citadel, Philip Tobin. He was the shortstop on their Omaha team in 1990, where their second baseman was Louisville head coach Dan McDonald. We talked to Lane Tobin the other day. He said he always dreamed of going to the Citadel. He had to go to the junior college route first, and this has been a dream come true. Outside, 1-2. Take a look at that 1990 team for the Citadel. Chris Lamonis was on that team as well.
Those are nice unis.
National championship coach at Mississippi State. They are. It's rare when 2 shades of blue work well like that, but they did a nice job. Tony Skoll was on that team as well, who was the former Citadel head coach.
Yeah, Patel, he was taking off there. He was going to try to get himself over to third and just get the defense moving too, because that's something else that happens when you do steal. All of a sudden, if you're at third base, you have to vacate. You got to get yourself over. Even if you're the trail runner, you have, the second baseman having. So all of a sudden, you do open up some holes in that infield.
Not going that time as he spun back. He had a much deeper lead there. He wasn't set up in the base path. Clearly has Rager's attention here with 2 outs, and really all Rager needs to do is get the hitter and the inning's over.
He's got a huge lead.
Not going, and Tobin down on strikes to end the 4th. But the Citadel reclaims the lead behind a leadoff home run from this man, Michael Gibson, their 2A star. It's 3-1 Bulldogs as we get to the bottom of the 4th. Joined now by the Sooners head coach, Skip Johnson. Skip, the play that Dayton Taki made to get the runner at the plate. I know you guys play a similar offensive game to the Citadel, but what impressed you the most about
that? Skip, right now, what are you telling your offense going up against a Buffkin? Very quick to home, going to be hard to take that extra base.
Skip, we appreciate the time. Great to see you. Best of luck. Skip Johnson, the head coach at Oklahoma. As Jackson Willits will lead things off. The cleanup man for the Sooners, the shortstop. And relatively new dad, too. He and his wife had a baby girl 2 months ago. March 30th, actually. I guess that's 2 months ago today.
Yeah.
Gracie. The 1-0. That one down low, 2-0. Willits has been a 3-year starter at shortstop for Oklahoma. He is the older brother of last year's #1 overall draft pick by the Washington Nationals, Eli Willits. And the son of Oklahoma associate head coach, Reggie Willits, who runs their offense. Reggie coach in the 3rd. Look at the Willits family. All together when Eli was drafted special moment when he signed with the Washington Nationals. He's off to a good start in Fredericksburg as well for the Nats. The 2-1. That one on the ground to the right side and through under the glove of Hunt. And the leadoff man aboard for Oklahoma in the 4th.
And if you're Oklahoma right now, you just finished seeing the Citadel put up 2 runs. They were able to answer back when Oklahoma scored in the bottom of the 3rd. So now it's basically just playing that same style of game, right? Got to try to answer back as quickly as you possibly can.
Here's Trey Gamble. Tying run at the plate. That one foul back. Count 0-1. Campbell 0 for 1 today. And the count now 0-2 to the DH. Well, it's not the biggest base stealer on the team, just 5 of 7, but we also noted that Oklahoma has not been able to get their running game going as of yet. Foul back. And it seems like, at least to this point, the strategy to start Buffkin because he controls the running game is a good one.
It has been, and not only that, too. The way that he throws a baseball, ground ball style of pitcher, especially when he's able to throw that sinker down and in or down and away to a lefty. Yeah, that's also, too, why I'm surprised that you're not seeing a little bit more maybe hit and runs. Because of him being a ground ball pitcher, you know that you're going to get something on the ground. You can send guys hit behind the runner. All of a sudden, now you can have a lot more 1st and 3rd situations.
Breaking ball misses away in the count 1-2. Expected this game to be tight. It does have that intense feeling to it that you love from a 2-3 game in a regional. As Gamble hits it to center field. Williams going back, still going back. He's to the fence. This game is tied. Trey Gamble to straightaway center field, a 2-1 shot, and we're even at 3. I don't think what we expected was 3 home runs combined for these 2 teams in the 4th, but Oklahoma's second of the game is even the score.
This is just a beautiful swing by Trey Gamble, staying through this baseball. 102 miles an hour off the bat. Straight away center field. They needed the answer back, and they got it back quickly with a 2-run shot to tie this game up.
Brendan Brock swings and bounces the first one foul. It's 0-1.
And you're right, when you look at Trey Gamble, too, that's his 7th home run of the season. So 2 teams that rarely really hit home runs. And we got 3 already here in this ball game.
Buffkin allowed just, 3 homers on the year coming into today. He's given up a pair. You see the numbers. This is a fairly cozy ballpark. That ball from Gamble was hit pretty well. It was over 100 miles an hour off the bat. It was nearly 400 feet, so it's not like that was an El Cheapo, but you can see the light zephyr of a breeze. The 2-1. Liner into left field. That's a base hit for Brock. Brock is 2 for 2. He was caught stealing the last time he reached.
I'll tell you this, though. With Skip Johnson, what did he talk about? Needing to have better at-bats and being in the strike zone more, getting off the swing. Well, guess what? I guess he did talk to his teammates and to his team about it because they're doing it, especially in this inning. They're getting their swing off. They're swinging at strikes. They're trying to get that ball a little bit elevated.
Now we're going to get a mound visit here. Starting to be some stretching in the bullpen for the Citadel. Phillips Daniels, one of the real leaders on this team. As you see, the last couple of innings have been a bit more laborious for Buffkin here than it was early on. ESPN's a home for NCAA's college baseball regionals. For around the clock, and we do mean that, multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. The boys and Chris Budden were on until late in the night last night. Arizona State got walked off by Ole Miss at 2:18 Eastern time. That was 1:18 local time in Lincoln yesterday. And they're just about ready to get going here on Squeeze Play at the top of the hour.
And you stayed up the whole time or what?
Not the whole time. No, I fell asleep.
So did I.
But it does lead to weird dreams when you leave the TV on. And let's just say that I was making an awful lot of dreams about swing decisions after listening to Chris Burke. So Deshaun Harris sends it up the alley in right center field. It'll get down for a base hit. Brock will make third easily, and Oklahoma continues to put the pressure on here in the fourth.
It seems like all of a sudden Oklahoma has figured out Buffkin. They're trying to elevate that sinker. When you elevate the sinker, it's not going to really be a sinker. It's going to be more run, and they're staying on these pitches. That one there, a breaking ball over the heart of the plate. Again, not too much action on that slider.
There's a lot to dance about right now. If you're an OU fan, they've tied the game. They have 2 on with nobody out, and Dayton Taki, at the plate has already homered. OU's hitters, 5 of 7 this second time through the order. 5 for 7 against the starter Buffkin. So they've made an adjustment, and there is tossing in the bullpen for the Citadel. There's, I'm assuming that's Taki's family, not just a fan club with a picture of, is that a young Taki on that shirt? Gets away from Patel. Runner has to hold at third. 3-3 the score, bottom of the fourth. This feels like the first really big moment in this ball game. Bouncer foul. It's 0-2. Here's what Taki did his last trip.
Hey, he got a fastball. Boy, he did not miss it at all.
Towering home run to right center. Buffkin ahead 0-2. He could use a strikeout here. Misses with a changeup. That was off the plate. Despite the protests from the Citadel fans, it's 1-2.
Oh, that's a great pitch, though. After utilizing the sinker, utilizing the slider, really nice changeup down the way, even a better take by Taki.
They're over to first, and Harris dives back. Trying to get their lead at the corners. The pitch. Taki fouls it away. Keeping the battle going.
Man, this situation, though, if you're Dayton Taki, it's simple. You want to get that ball a little bit elevated, try to hit something deep to the outfield.
They are playing back up the middle for a double play. They'll concede a run, bouncer to first. Zach Hunt has it. He'll go to second for 1, back to first, in time. A 3-6-1 double play. The run scores, and Oklahoma takes the lead. Well, they conceded the run for 2 outs, so they got it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there, too, that Hunt didn't come home because he read it perfectly, and he saw Brock. And instead of coming and making that throw, because there was enough time he could catch this ball here and come home, but he decided, no, let's go to second base and give up the run. That one, to me, was a little interesting because he kind of looked in the beginning and saw like I might have a play there and decided no, just go and turn the double play.
Kyle Branch takes a strike. Well, if you're playing the infield back, you're telling your infielders, let's get two, right?
Yeah, but
And
corners were playing in, right? So usually in those type of situations, they'll say a ball hit to the corner, hey, if we can get the out at home, go ahead and get the out at home because you don't want to give up that game scoring run that now it's 4-3. So it could have been 3-3, could have come home. Yeah, you're going to give up the double play and you're not going to go for that one. But it was just interesting to me that the decision was, let me go ahead and get to second base and try to turn them two.
Yes, it is. Let's take another look at this.
And see where Hunt is when he comes off. Plays it perfectly. Look at his position. He's even in the right position to throw. He gets that ball. He throws home. They've got him by a good amount. And he had himself in the right position to make that throw.
The 0-2, Branch down on strikes, and the inning is over. Oklahoma plates 3 runs, though. We head to the 5th. OU leading the Citadel 4-3.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships. Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
4 national seeds in elimination games today. The one that's fascinating to me, Florida State and Coastal Carolina. That should be Wes Mendez against Cam Flukie. The ACC Pitcher of the Year against a guy who came into the year as a potential top 10 pick. UCLA and Virginia Tech also interesting. The number 1 team all season long, wire to wire, number 1. They face elimination and potentially at the hands of the Hokies today. Jaden Williams takes a strike. It's 0-1. Here, the winner of this game will get more than a Coca-Cola. They'll get to stay tonight to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, the number 2 national seed, who had no problem dispatching UIC yesterday. 7 home runs, a 22-5 victory. The loser has to turn right around and play immediately after this game against the Flames. Rain yesterday, forcing this game to this morning. Here comes the 0-2 to Jaden Williams from Cord Rager. Take strike 3 called. Williams did not like it. It's out number 1. Here's a look at Arbring. Russell Triplett not happy with that call. You see, the winner gets Georgia Tech tonight. And loser will try and stay in the tournament, taking on UIC. Some impressive moments yesterday defensively and at the plate. Will Flanagan a big day? Had a pair of homers. This is outside to TJ Anderson. It's 1-0.
A team that, even though they were down a whole bunch, they continue to fight, continue to battle all the way to the end.
1-0. strike on the outside corner. 1-1. UIC's coach yesterday after the game talking about facing Georgia Tech. He said, and it is tough when the lineup is hitting 360 as a team. There aren't a whole lot of breaks. You get down to the bottom of the order, and somebody hitting 340 feels like you got a breather. 2-1 the count. Missed in to Anderson. The count 3-1 to the left-handed hitting outfielder. This is the first 3-ball count of the game for Cord Rager. The pitch. Fouled away off to the left, and the count was full.
Hey, starting to see too that velocity was about 94 to 95 miles an hour. Now it's getting down to that 91, 92. So velocity, he is losing that velocity. And if you're the Citadel right now, we just talked about it, about having those answer back innings. They were able to do it in the 4th. See if they can do it here again in the 5th.
Here's the payoff. Breaking ball hammered deep and foul. It's the second time Anderson's done that today where it's too bad it's not cricket where you're playing with a 360-degree field. He'd be a star. Traffic through the trees. It's 334 down the line. And a 3-2. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts for Rager.
How about on the 3-2 pitch? He's consistently throwing the fastball. On this 3-2, brings out the breaking ball. It's the big strikeout.
2 outs and nobody on for Michael Gibson. He hit a solo home run his last trip. Rager rocks and delivers. The first pitch upstairs. Gibson didn't like it. He liked this a lot more in the 4th.
Yeah, this one you stay with the fastball down and away. And Michael Gibson able to stay through it and hit it out of the ballpark. 2 extra base hits already here today.
Bouncer to third and foul. Gibson started his college career at Charleston Southern as a position player, broke his hamate bone, but was still young enough after his freshman summer to be able to play Legion ball, and he was just kind of hanging around the team recovering. He wasn't going to get many at-bats otherwise. And the coach was like, you want to pitch some? He grounds it off the glove of a diving branch into right field, a base hit. A 2-out single. So Gibson, as you see the numbers, he leads the SoCon in saves. He ends up pitching a little bit in Legion ball, and the JUCO he was transferring to was there, and they were like, what do you think about being a two-way? So he was a two-way player. He ended up at Liberty last year. Threw 5 innings for him. He wasn't going to get much time this year. He had some at-bats, kind of shared DH duty. Found a different spot, transferring to the Citadel, and they've got him picked off. And the SoCan tournament's most outstanding player is gunned down on a 1-3-6 pickoff, and the inning is over. We are halfway through this one with Oklahoma leading the Citadel 4-3.
just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
We are just a couple of weeks away from the Men's College World Series, the greatest show on dirt. Oklahoma, two-time national champion. It's weird that they're here in Atlanta, where if they win, they will take on Georgia Tech, who they beat in the finals 32 years ago for their most recent national championship. They played for a national title in 2022 against Ole Miss and lost. That was a terrific run, really good Oklahoma team. Went to Blacksburg to win a super regional over Virginia Tech that year. And they brought chaos to the national stage. Jason Walk trying to bring chaos to Atlanta as he serves that one into left, and TJ Anderson hauls it in. Leadoff man gone in the fifth. The Women's College World Series continues today, 3 Eastern on ABC. 2 games, the number 11 Texas Tech Red Raiders against Lady Vols, 7th-ranked Tennessee, and then at 7 Eastern on ESPN, it's number 4 Nebraska, 27-game winning streak against number 1 Alabama. The big comeback victory over UCLA 2 nights ago. It's this afternoon. Great to see the Women's College World Series on ABC today. Hey, a little one likes some Big League Chew. I love Big League Chew.
Why are you hiding?
Yeah,
I like
go
the
talk to her.
bows. Those are really cute bows, too.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Do any of your daughters have Big League Chew shirts?
Yeah, I've had to, not the Big League Chew, but I've definitely done the bows. I usually do their hair. I can't be that sophisticated, though. There's extra stuff going on there.
Is there anything you don't do at your house?
I'm thinking.
It is nothing. Like, I will be sitting at home on like a Thursday, and Gabby will send me a video, and he's like, I'm mopping. And he's like cleaning the floor of the entire house. Cooks, he cleans, he dances. Judy's a lucky woman.
She is a very lucky woman.
And he's modest. He's modest, too. Captain Johnson's out on strikes, 2 outs.
I will tell you, this is a great little bounce back here by Bufkin and what he's able to do. Top of the lineup coming up. Just gave up 3 runs in that last inning. Being able to get the first 2 guys out. But I'm going to tell you what, he needs to start utilizing that changeup more and more because it's filthy, even against right-handed hitters, because it could just play off and tunnel off of the sinker that he already has.
Dayton LeChance bats. 4-3 Oklahoma, bottom 5. Leading home run hitter for the Sooners takes a ball outside, 1-0. Skip Johnson is a huge fan of his catcher, Dayton LeChance. We were talking about him the other day, and he said, I think he's the player that hasn't gotten enough attention from scouts.
Yeah.
He said, to me, he is an absolute, no doubt, big league catcher. Inside, the count 2-0.
And it was funny, too, because when we were talking about it, he's like, LeChance, and we both kind of looked at each other like the guy who's hitting the best.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. And he's like, yeah, I mean, he's putting up all those numbers, and he's not getting the recognition that he should be getting by the scouts.
He is from Quebec. He swings with this is 2-1, and he went to play for Skip's son, Tyler at McLennan, which is a junior college in Texas. Skip's son now on the staff at Dallas Baptist. But he said when he got to campus at McLennan, he didn't know a word of English. He only spoke Quebecois. Yeah, the French-Canadian version of French. And so he learned English. He has a huge personality. Really keeps the team loose. He was just effusive in his praise for him. Count 2-2 to Dayton LeChance.
Big pitch here. 2-2. What they'll tell your pitcher is, hey, this is where you throw your best pitch, whatever that might be.
That one shot back through the middle for a base hit. with the shift on, an easy base hit to center for LeChance. His first hit of the game comes with 2 outs in the 5th.
Yeah, LeChance gets the fastball. It's out over the plate and does a good job of just staying on. You see where the defense is. Even if you play a regular defense, that ball is going to get through. That was 105 miles an hour off the bat.
Jackson Willits hits a single the last time. He scored a run in the 3-run Oklahoma 4th. Buffkin's delivery. That one missed, 1-0. Trying to start it with the changeup. Chance getting the lead. Only 1 stolen base attempt on the season. Inside 2-0.
Yeah, if you're Buffkin now, you're not really looking at LeChance to do anything. He's not taking a big lead, so now it's just basically concentrating on just Willits, who's up the bat.
Throw to first and the runner back. It does not appear that there's any action in the Citadel bullpen right now. Ben Brash was up earlier. It's quiet there. 2-0, down low, 3-0. Waiting in the on-deck circle, Trey Gamble, who's already cracked a 2-run home run in this game. It's been Oklahoma's power that's carried the day. Gamble hoping to get another opportunity here. Maybe break this game open. The 3-0 on the corner for a strike at 85. It's 3-1. I don't think Buffkin has thrown anything over 89 miles an hour today. Generally, he's been 85 to 88 with his fastball. He's got his team in the game in the 5th. Misses away, and Gamble will get a shot with 2 aboard. And in the 4th inning, he tied his game with a big swing.
Citadel was up 2, and this was just a very big swing. Stayed to the big part of the field. Hit it well, 105 miles an hour off the bat.
Oklahoma would add another run in the inning after that, although Buffton got out of a 1st and 3rd, nobody out situation, allowing just 1 run. Big spot here with 2 outs. Starts it with a breaking ball, 0-1. Gabby, when guys are thrown below the speed that you're used to seeing, are you like looking at the foul pole, the opposite foul pole?
You really are. You're trying to turn the field. And that's really all it is, especially when you know if you're a lefty, Buffkin has a really good changeup. Great action to it, great arm speed coming through. So you really have to kind of turn the field around and understand that I can't try to get into pull mode. And really, you've seen it on both sides of it.
Gamble hammers that one into right center field. Williams on the run. He's got it. Hauls it in the alley. It was hit hard, but Williams runs it down, and Oklahoma leaves a pair. To the 6th, the Sooners leading the Citadel by a run. Hernandez, the draft-eligible sophomore, a 2-run home run to tie the game for Georgia Tech. He broke it open with this light tower shot, literally a grand slam, and then a 3-run blast. He narrowly missed a 4th home run. 9 RBIs as Georgia Tech, the top seed, the number 2 overall seed, gets ready tonight for the winner of this one later this afternoon. The loser of this game will play for their lives in the tournament as they take on the Flames of UIC. It is a much more pleasant day than it was yesterday, where it was hot and muggy and it rained like all night. So we're playing 3. Which is a pretty good way to spend the Saturday at Regions, if you ask me. Gord Rager back to work. He's been solid for Oklahoma today as he faces Christian Stratus. And he skies that one to center field and deep. Walked over, he's got room, and right in front of those flagpoles, just to the left of dead center, he hauls it in for out number 1. Felt like off the bat,
yeah, I thought it was going to go 99 miles an hour off the bat, but it seemed like he got enough, especially where the way the wind is blowing. It's kind of blowing out to center, to right center. I thought that had enough.
Zach Hunt, sacrifice fly, his first trip. You see the breeze blowing towards right center. Very Midtown Atlanta. Zach Hunt takes a strike. "39 home runs, excuse me, he got 40 home runs now in the year for the Citadel. Hunt has a quarter of them. So this is one of the lower powered teams in the tournament.
Yeah, but they're fun to see. It's a lot of small ball, moving balls around, butting guys over. Old school style of baseball.
Inside, 2-1. They played a pretty challenging non-conference this year too, and I think talking to some people around the program, part of it was like, hey, listen, we need to get these guys to understand how tough it is to play in a regional. Like, I don't think anybody's going to question the toughness of a Citadel player, at least those who aren't transfers and have come through the core and mid cadets. They go through a lot, and they had to understand exactly how difficult it is to play regional caliber squads, and it feels like the message is received the way they played down the stretch. See that RPI just outside the top 40 to finish the year. And remember, they were just 11-10 in the SoCon record-wise. Called strike 3. Hunt down on strikes. 2 up, 2 down here for Rager, who has started to settle in.
Rager had just 77 pitches, and he's just been moving the ball from corner to corner. That's a slider. Low part of the zone gets called strike 3.
Eight strikeouts for the lefty, tying his career high. First pitch to Sam Dansky, who doubled his last trip. It's a ball inside. It's 1-0. Dansky knocked in a run, and then really the key defensive play, he was thrown out at the plate on a safety squeeze. Dayton Taki making a great play, the first baseman for Oklahoma. They got him down, and then the Sooners rallied for 3 in the bottom of the inning. That's really the turning point in this game. There's Taki's already homered. What a beautiful view we have here. The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
His last at-bat got a fastball and pulled it to left field, so he was right on it. Should be looking for a fastball again.
Three and 1 the count to Dansky.
Now you're really looking fastball. You're looking for something out over, something that you can get extension on. See if you can tie this ball game up. Looking to pull too. I'm not even looking to stay to the big part of the field.
He swings and drives that one to center. Walk going back. He's got room and makes the catch in front of the warning track. And the inning is over. Rager a 1-2-3 6th. Oklahoma by a run through 5.5. Oklahoma with a 4-3 lead over the Citadel here in the bottom of the 6th inning. See how we got here. Michael Gibson, a big day already. Andrew Buffkin continuing to work here in the 6th. The Sooners with a pair of homers and a fine start so far from Cord Rager, who I think has been the guy that we're going to walk out of this going, man, that's... You saw the kid with the wagon wheel on his hat there, the Sooner logo. I mean, Rager is the wagon.
Here's the thing, though. For me, Buffkin has done a fantastic job,
Terrific.
too. I mean, both of these guys going mano to mano, both these starters have been really good for their teams.
I count 0-2. See, Buffkin has been a workhorse of late. He started the year in the bullpen. We talked about that earlier. They have a lot of guys who have moved back and forth. One of the reasons Buffkin was starting in the scheduled game yesterday was they did not want to go to their top starter, Will Holmes, because he had thrown a lot in the SoCon tournament. As he gets the leadoff man, Brendan Brock, here to start the 6th. They also wanted to stay away from another one of their key arms, Trip Brown, who maybe has the best pure stuff, but you can make a case that Holmes is the best arm in this regional. And Russell Triplett has him waiting, and this was not a desire to pitch off. This was, they had to win the SoCon tournament to get in.
Yeah, but the other thing is, too, is that Buffkin is better at holding runners on, and I think that was the biggest issue.
Yeah, that showed up today. Harris shoots the gap in left center field. Anderson over to cut it off. It's a long single, second hit of the game for Deshaun Harris. As the throw gets away, but Hunt there to back it up. Harris actually his third hit of the game. He is 3 for 3, and he was picked off earlier by Buffkin, but he can really run.
I'm interested to see how he takes his lead this time, because remember, when he got picked off, he had his walking lead. He's still crossing over a little bit, but it was more of, I need to make sure that I'm squared up and not just walking, taking a walking lead.
Harris gets the lead. And another throw over, and he dives back. Citadel has taken the Warren game away from Oklahoma. Caught stealing, and this pickoff from Buffkin of Harris out of it just the right time. And Oklahoma has not really run since.
I think that for Oklahoma, it's basically been like, all right, with Buffkin on the mound, him being a 1-1, 1-0, 1-0-5, that's a stop sign for base runners. You're not able to steal. A base runner is able to steal off a pitcher, and that's kind of what you're going off of. At a 1-1, 1-0, there is no room there to take off and steal.
The 0-1 on the ground, past the diving toe, but into left field, a base hit. Oklahoma has 2 aboard with 1 out for the number 9 hitter, Branch.
And right now, when you're looking at this Oklahoma team, the bottom of the lineup has been doing work. Here's Taki again, letting that ball get deep, hitting it the opposite way. Hard hit off the bat, 106 miles an hour. Tobin trying to make the play. Can't come up with it, nothing he can do there. That ball just shot by him.
2 on, 1 out. And D-Talk is, I don't know what I got here, been the heartbeat of their offense so far. Does that work?
Sure.
Throw over to first, or to second, excuse me, and Harris is back. I need a shirt like that of you.
I'm trying to think of what we would be able to put on that, because D-Talk is a pretty good nickname for it.
The picture of him as the little kid's the best. That could be too.
I don't know what's going
on
here.
Harris confused him enough to just get the force at third. Actually, that ended up being a pretty smart play by Harris.
Well, look, and here's a situation. If you're Tobin, it would have been an easy one for you. You go to second, and all of a sudden, you would have had Harris in a rundown, and I'm surprised that he didn't. Look at all of a sudden, you have Harris not realizing there was first and second, and they just go over to third. The play is right in front of you, and if you're Tobin, all you had to do is just get the ball to Patel at second base, and all of a sudden now you have Harris in a rundown. You get out of this inning.
Or just throw to first. I mean, you had a 6-4-3 double play
right,
on
or
that.
6-4-3, whichever way you want it to be.
But Harris hanging up like that confused Tobin, and it may matter as Walk bounces it through the right side. Runner racing around third. The throw will come to second. Scoring is Taki, and now they've got Walk in a rundown. They will throw home. Trying to run the runner back, and he is out. Branch out, going back to third, and the inning is over. Some wildness on the bases, but Oklahoma tacks on. They lead 5-3 at the end of 6.
That ended up actually costing the Citadel a run. First and second, let's pause it right here. They have to be running, so going back to second does nothing. If you are Tobin, you get that ball over to Patel. Now all of a sudden you have Harris in a rundown where you're able to get him. And now you're out of the inning on this play. Because they decided just to go over to third, it gave the runners a chance to be saved and give Oklahoma an extra chance to score a run. In that play, all you had to do was either turn a regular double play, just get the ball over to second and over to first base, and you had the double play. And if you think that you couldn't maybe get the runner out who was going from home to first, well, you have the run down there where you're able to get out of the inning. So that was a mistake on that Citadel side of defense.
And it ends up costing them a run on the walk single, although they executed the rundown perfectly.
Yes, they did.
To be able to get the runner between third and home and getting him going back to the bag. New pitcher is LJ Mercurius, second team All-Mountain West a year ago at UNLV. The Vegas native who has come to love the outdoors and love pitching for the Sooners will face 8-9-1 in the Citadel order. Aryan Patel leads off by fouling the first pitch back. It's 0-1. Mercurius started for most of this year. His younger brother Xander also on the Oklahoma roster as a potential starting pitcher. They've really enjoyed being together this year, it sounds like. As Patel tried to bunt, he went around on appeal, says Wilson Rayner at first. It's 0-2. Talking to LJ Mercurius the other day about he and his brother, because his parents were divorced, grew up in different homes, and so they didn't really, they spent time together and they were close, but not as close as they are now, and he really seemed to relish that as he strikes out Patel, 1 out. Cord Rager was very good as the starter for Oklahoma today.
he was nasty, really, when you look at it. I mean, the fastball, 94, 95, he started to break off the slider, especially late in counts. But for me, it was just, he was in attack mode the whole entire game. A lot of strike ones just going right after hitters, 8 strikeouts.
You get compared to a lot of really great pitchers by Skip Johnson that he's had over the years. Nice play by Jackson Willits to gun down Daniels. 2 up, 2 down here for the Citadel in the 7th.
That's a really nice play by Willits. One of the top defensive shortstops in the game, holds actually the 4th best fielding percentage as a shortstop, showing off the glove there. Really nice job coming through this baseball, one-handed, throwing on the run, perfect execution over the first.
2 outs for Lane Tobin, 0 for 3, the leadoff hitter. The Citadel shortstop takes a strike. It's 0-1. One at 96 from Mercurius.
Mercurius is a power arm. It's a power fastball, 93, 96 miles an hour. Good changeup. Will throw a cutter. That's a good slider, but it's just power.
And he's ahead, 0-2.
I mean, that cutter plays more like a sharp slider than anything else at 87 miles an hour.
That had a lot of movement on it for a cutter, too. The 0-2. A swing and a base hit into left field for Tobin. He got a hanger there, and it'll bring the tying run to the plate for the Citadel in the 7th. Freshman Jaden Williams.
Yeah, you can see when Pierce gets on top of the cutter, it has a little bit more down action, almost like a slider, but when it stays up in the zone, Tobin able to do his job. If you leave it up, it's not going to move as much. Nice, quick, easy swing to get the base hit and get himself on with 2 outs.
Jaden Williams today, 1 for 3, struck out a couple of times. Speedy center fielder represents the tying run. Just 3 homers on the year for him. And he swings and misses the first pitch breaker. It's 0-1. I felt maybe a little bit more like the cutter on movement, but everything is hard.
Yeah, well, Jaden Williams just actually looked at his dugout and he let him know, hey, that's a changeup that he just finished throwing me. A righty-righty changeup.
Swing and a miss.
Same thing, he's letting them know. He's telling his dugout, hey, this is a changeup. There's a lot of action, though, to it.
Mercurius has a great changeup. The delivery. Swinging a bouncer to short. Willits will go the short way, and the inning is over. Citadel leaves a man. Time to stretch here in Atlanta with Oklahoma leading 5-3. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One in Atlanta on the campus of the Georgia Institute of Technology. Better known as Georgia Tech. The winner of this game plays the number 2 overall seed, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, tonight in the winner's bracket. The loser will have about an hour to get ready and take on the UIC Flames. First pitch from Andrew Buffkin misses outside to Camden Johnson as he gets ready to go through the heart of the order for Oklahoma for a 4th time today. You see the line, he has scattered 12 hits to this point. A couple of home runs for Oklahoma, and really the differences in this game, a couple of double plays, one turned and one that wasn't for the Citadel. A 3-6-1 double play with a man coming home at third. That gave Oklahoma the lead. And then what looked like a routine 6-4-3 double play with runners at first and second. Lane Tobin got the lead runner on at third base, and the next hitter delivered an RBI single.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a couple opportunities for the Citadel to either get out of the innings or be a little bit more aggressive and just get the runner out at home that cost them a couple runs there. And when you're kind of looking at this ball game, it's 5-3, and those 2 runs would come into play.
Three and 1 the count to Camden Johnson. The pitch popped up into shallow left. 3 fielders converging, and it's P.J. Anderson, a left fielder, that makes the catch for out number 1. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. 5-3 Oklahoma, last of the 7th. Dayton LaChance, a hit in 3 trips today for Oklahoma. You see that Buffkin's already crossed his season high for pitches thrown, and LaChance finds a hole between the second baseman and shortstop in the shift for a 1-out single. The 13th hit allowed by Buffkin today.
And this one, just like his last at-bat, LaChance just being able to squeak it through the infield, gets himself over to first. This one, they're playing again. They're playing straight up pull. He was able to sneak it in. Patel diving, trying to make the play.
Jackson Bullets has been on base twice. In the watch, swing, and a foul, and a changeup. It's 0-1.
The changeup still has a lot of action to it, still with 109 pitches. And they want to leave him in as long as they possibly can. He's doing his job on the mound. It was about controlling the running game, getting his ground balls, and giving his team a chance. And that's exactly what Buffkin has done here today.
Chance not a big threat to run at first. One of the few in the Oklahoma lineup, and that roller knocked down by Patel. He's going to have a play at third. Here comes the throw. It is in time to get LaChance for out number 2. Arian Patel is in the lineup because of his defense, and that was a really smart play.
That was great. Not only that, being able to knock that ball down and keeping it in the infield, and LaChance didn't know. LaChance thought that ball got by, but look what Patel does. Just knock it down. Keep it here. Look at his eyes. Right away, he's looking up. He sees LaChance, says, I've got a shot, and a beautiful throw to third. One hop. Perfectly right on the bag for out number 2.
Trey Gamble's got a home run today as he takes the ball low, 1-0. Patel was a 2-time All-State performer in South Carolina. He was an extremely famous prep player. He also graduated with a degree in civil engineering from the Citadel as a 4.0 student. The 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. So he went through the whole program, through the Corps as a cadet, playing as a student athlete for 4 years, and got a 4.0 in civil engineering. Well, yes, he is better than we are.
That's a smart man.
Strike, and the count 2-1.
And also showing off the baseball smarts.
I mean, that was just a really smart play.
Understanding situations, I love too, of keeping the head on a pivot, right? And seeing like, oh, he's going, okay, nice and easy, didn't rush, picks up, nice easy throw over to third base.
2-1, and the count 3-1 to Gamble. Lufkin trying to keep this a 2-run game here in the 7th. The Citadel running out of outs to play with. Two seeds have had a rough time in the tournament so far. They are just 4-10. The 3-1 outside, ball 4, and Oklahoma has 2 aboard.
I've got to think that right now Lufkin is getting to a part in his pitch count where he's getting a little bit tired, and you're starting to see the balls kind of leak out arm side.
First mound visit for James Reeves, the pitching coach, former Citadel star on the mound. Played pro ball with the Mets, and he is going to make a pitching change here and go to Brash out of the bullpen. 2 on, 2 outs. Last of the 7th. Oklahoma trying to put this away, and they lead the Citadel 5-3. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. It's the power of Oklahoma. A pair of home runs for a team known for more for its base running. Trey Gamble's 2-run shot there. A big part of their offense and a reason why they have a 5-3 lead over the Citadel here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs, 2 aboard. Brendan Brock coming to the plate, and the new pitcher for the Citadel, he's the right-hander Ben Brash.
Ben Brash, one of the better bullpen arms for the Citadel. It's a good fastball, 90 to 93 miles an hour. He's not really going to walk anybody. He's one of these aggressors on the mound. He's going to go right after the hitters. Does have a slider and a curveball. Will throw a changeup. But it's a fastball that he'll utilize about 53% of the time.
Brendan Brock second on this team in home runs for Oklahoma as he takes the first pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Daniels. 1-0.
I don't know how Daniels was able to stop that one. He was getting his body, but he just picked that one, and I feel like he picked it with his throwing hand than anything else.
The 1-0. A strike on the outside corner, and the count 1-1 to Brock. Oklahoma trying to set up a matchup with Georgia Tech later tonight in the 1-0 game. They really need a big hit to break this open. Outside, 2-1. The Citadel does not have a high-powered offense. I know they've homered twice today, Gabby, but you can ill afford to fall behind any more than they have right now. Russell Triplets Club chasing 2 at this point. So a big moment for the Sooners. And that went inside. The count 3-1 to Brock, and now a very big pitch coming up.
And now it's going to be a huge pitch. With Brock going up there, he's going to be looking for one pitch. Has to throw a fastball.
3-1 the count. Pick play to second, and back standing is Willits.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. With Willits at second, maybe thinking with a 3-1 count, sending the runners, trusting in your hitter where if you get a good pitch to hit, try to hit something in a gap, see if you can score 2.
Boy, and this Pro Citadel crowd here, very quiet. The 3-1. In the dirt, it gets away from Daniels, but it's ball 4. And the bases are now loaded for Desan Harris, who has 3 hits today.
Desan Harris has done a really nice job here today with the bat. It's a short, quick little compact swing, not trying to do too much, just driving the ball the opposite way. Fast, too. He can pick him up and put him down.
3 singles. He's on the all-tournament team at Chapel Hill a year ago. Bases loaded, 2 outs, last of the 7th. First pitch to Harris. Way outside, ball 1.
Yeah, right now, if you're Harris, though, too, you have seen that Brash is having trouble throwing the ball across the plate. This is a great job by Daniels to go out to him and talk to him and say, hey, this is a situation where there's no place to put him. Got to throw the ball over the heart of the plate. Let them swing to get on. If you're Harris, you're keyholing at this point. You're looking for a fastball, and you're looking for it to be wherever your zone is. Some guys want it middle, some guys want it middle in, some guys want it middle away. Wherever that is, though, you're keyholing.
The 1-0. 2-0.
Now you're starting to get to the spot where you might be taking one on purpose.
Action in the bullpen again for the Citadel. C.J. Van Slooten getting loose. The 2-0. 3-0. And definitely the biggest pitch of the game upcoming for the Citadel here.
And right now, Harris shouldn't be taking this bat off of his shoulder.
The 3-0. In there for a strike. It's 3-1. Are you taking again?
I mean, I'm going to be aggressive, but again, I'm going to keyhole, right? It's one spot, one area, one location, and it's got to be right down the middle if I'm going to swing.
Well, it's dancing down the line at third. The 3-1. Down low, ball 4. Brash walks in a run, and it's 8-5 Sooners.
And this is what's hard, too, when you're a pitcher. If you haven't been throwing strikes, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt, and that pitch is down and away. That's a very good call.
We welcome those of you who are watching us on Squeeze Play this afternoon. Oklahoma has just opened up a 6-3 lead on the Citadel as the number 2 seed Sooners try to get into the 1-0 game against Georgia Tech tonight. First of 3 in Atlanta. Dayton Taki's homered once today and takes ball 1 outside. Oklahoma riding a 3-run 4th inning to the lead. They've scored single runs in the 6th and 7th. And James Reeves, the pitching coach for the Citadel, heading out to visit his junior right-hander Brash, who has walked both batters he's faced.
And that's not something that Brash does. He's typically a guy that will not walk anybody. So you're in a big-time situation. All of a sudden, the nerves start to get to guys. It's be able to basically get the adrenaline and let it be a use for you rather than a detriment. And that's why you go out there and you try to calm everybody down.
There's the action of the bullpen. C.J. Van Slooten, the graduate student fifth-year pitcher for the Citadel. Getting loose, and he is going to come into this game mid-count. Oklahoma has the bases loaded with 2 outs and a chance to break things open, leading the Citadel 6-3 at the bottom of the 7th. Taki, not necessarily known for his power, but this towering home run got Oklahoma on the board and tied the game in the 3rd. He is at the plate right now with the bases loaded on a 1-0 count and a new pitcher entering the game to face him. Taki also made the key defensive play of the game on a safety squeeze, charging from first base and getting the man at the plate. Third pitcher of the inning and the afternoon for the Citadel is C.J. Van Sluten. Redshirt senior. His dad also played at the Citadel, missed all of 2024 with injury. And he is in a huge spot here. 3 walks in this inning have helped Oklahoma extend their lead. The 1-0 to Taki. Lands a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-1.
That's great. 6'6" coming off from a righty. Bases loaded on a 1-0 count, and you start off with a nice slider. Get me over for a strike 1.
That one misses, so the count 2-1 to Taki.
That's not really an overpowering pitcher. 88 to 91 miles an hour with the fastball. But 6'6" gets good extension. Ball gets on hitters quickly.
Down low, 3-1 to Taki. Taki just his 22nd start of the year today, getting the start at first base again. In the driver's seat, 3-1. The pitch. Inside, ball 4, and the second run walked home of the inning as Oklahoma extends the lead to 7-3. 4 straight walks.
This is not what Russell Triplett wanted, especially in this inning. 4 straight walks in a row. You want your bullpen to be able to come in and just fill up the zone. And now they're in a situation where hitters are able to just keyhole looking for one pitch. It's going to be fastball. It's got to be down the middle.
Kyle Branch hits. The second baseman takes ball 1 upstairs, 1-0.
They really can't control the fastball. He's able to throw the slider over for a strike. I would expect that that's what you have to be thinking if you're a hitter. Fastball not able to control, but the slider, yes.
The 1-0. A strike at the knees and the count 1-1. Sophomore second baseman waits. The 1-1. 1-2.
It's now starting all of a sudden go to the cutter a little bit more.
Based on that swing, he has to go back to it,
Yeah,
right?
got to go back to it. Maybe even the slider and see if you can throw something a little bit off at this point. See if he chases.
The 1-2. Swinging a grounder to short. Tobin has it. The short way to second for the Forts. And the inning is over, but Oklahoma tacks on a pair. They lead the Citadel 7-3 as we head to the 8th. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Oh, ¿qué es en su billetera?
That's my bad. I pressed the SAP button on him.
Sorry. Oh, that's much better. Thank you. I really only have like 3 sentences that I can do.
That was fantastic.
Get ahead, stay ahead, use your head. That's the advice to the Citadel's offense. Here in the 8th, the heart of the order due against LJ Mercurius. They trail Oklahoma 7-3. The Sooners trying to get into the 1-0 game. Remember, they pushed North Carolina to Game 7 in Chapel Hill last year. They're trying to make life difficult on the powerful Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets if they can hang on. Swing and a miss. And the count 0-2. Cord Rager started and dominated largely for his 6 innings. Couple of home runs allowed, but this is a cozy ballpark. LJ Mercurius has looked very sharp as he just missed there, 1-2. There is not a lack of arm talent on this Oklahoma team, is there?
I mean, every single guy that they're throwing out there is in the mid-90s with a fastball with really good secondaries.
You know, Mercurius said something interesting to us when we talked to him the other day. As there's called strike 3 in Anderson, the first out here in the 8th.
Here's the thing, he's got a Vulcan changeup that he throws, and he just finished throwing that before, and then all of a sudden he just spots with a 95-mile-an-hour sinker on the outside corner. So he does a really good job of tunneling those 2 pitches, and he's one of these pitchers that does not care if you are a righty or a lefty. He's going to utilize that Vulcan changeup. That's that action that you see that's basically working downwards, almost like a split finger.
Michael Gibson, 3 hits today, including a homer as he takes a ball low, 1-0. But Mercurius was telling us, he said, listen, I know we finished 4-9. He's like, but I felt like we were close. He's like, we've got guys that are pitching well that weren't early in the season. And he said, the ones who aren't pitching well later, this close. And I think it's something to watch. Remember, Oklahoma was ranked in the top 10 at one point this season. And just because you didn't finish, I know we talk all about the hot team wins, really it's a team that plays best in the postseason. You can be lousy going into the playoffs. I think about Ole Miss all the time. Heck, Louisville last year.
Yeah, they went all the way to the College World Series.
Yeah.
Ole Miss was the last team in, and they ended up winning the whole thing.
Inside, and the count 3-0 to Michael Gibson. The Citadel needs base runners if they're going to mount this comeback and pull the upset. The loser of this game plays in just a little while against number 4 seed UIC. The Flames, the Missouri Valley Conference and regular season champions. A strike to the count 3-1 to Gibson. I was there for Christian Moore's cycle in the Men's College World Series in 2024. Gibson triple shy. And he popped that one down the right field line. It's a long run for Harris, who runs out of room.
Well, if you're going to hit a triple, that's the right area to go to.
You've got to. This ballpark is cozy enough that you have to hope that an outfielder falls down to have a chance.
You may be wrapping around the wall, do something, because you are right, especially with the speed that Oklahoma has in the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, Harris and Walk in right and center cover a ton of ground.
With me, I would need a collision out there with somebody. I ain't hitting no triple.
Here's a 3-2. Fouled away. I always remember Ron Say, the legendary Dodgers infielder, towards the end of his career was playing in Chicago and had an inside the park home run because Dave Parker face planted into the ivy and the bricks.
That's bricks.
And hit the ground. And Ron Say, whose nickname was the Penguin, waddled around the bases. The 3-2. Down low, ball 4. Gibson's aboard with 1 out in the 8th.
Yeah, right now, if you're the Citadel, that's exactly what you need. Get guys on and get through this lineup.
It's the first walk of the game issued by Oklahoma pitching. Comes with 1 out in the 8th. By the way, our research staff says that you had 4 career triples in the major league.
3 in 1 season.
3 in 1 year?
Yeah, I started to have the concept of you can't lead the league in doubles hitting triples, so I just stopped at second.
I thought maybe you didn't remember any of them because you were out of oxygen and it was beginning to slow the thought process of the brain. Christian Stratus takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Rookie season had 3, right? That goes to say something. I was very young, still very athletic early on.
3 triples and a dozen steals in the season?
Career.
Or 5 of your 12 steals in that season. I'm sorry. Down low, 1-1.
Only got caught 1 time still.
12 of 13 lifetime? Yeah. Who got you?
I don't remember that. I think it was a double steal, right?
Was it the oxygen thing again? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it's the trail runner. And
the trail runner got me.
He balked. Here's the 1-1. Off the end of the bat to first. Jockey will tag Stratus for out number 2 on the plate. Gibson to second. 2 outs. That'll bring up Zach Hunt, 0 for 2 with a sac fly. All right, just to wrap up on this, it was Yadier Molina.
Listen, if you're going to get thrown out, that's got to get thrown out.
Good company there, all right? I mean, it was the only time he did walk the ball to second base to get it. But it was just, sorry, that was really mean.
He took off the glove and threw it with his opposite hand.
He was just showing off. And in scoring position for Zach Hunt, the leading home run hitter for the Citadel. They could use one to get back in the game. He swings and misses the breaker. It's 0-1. Hunt wearing the construction gloves as he has regularly. Here's the 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1 to the most powerful man in the Citadel lineup. They're down by 4 here in the 8th. LJ Mercurius trying to get out of this inning, keep it a 4-run lead, and set Oklahoma up to finish this one off and move into the 1-0 game. Hunt fouls it away. It's 1-2.
Oh, he got off a good swing, too. After the changeup, gets the fastball at 94. Just a tick late on it. That's where Mercurius is so good. The add and subtraction of his pitches. 94 with the fastball, about 85 mile an hour with that changeup. So a 9 mile an hour difference between those two pitches.
The 1-2 in the dirt. Good stop. 2-2.
Yeah, nice stop there by Chance. That's the second one that he's had in this at bat. And for Michael Gibson, the base runner at second, you're not trying to take third unless that ball really gets away. You're already in scoring position, going on contact.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hunt down on strikes, and Mercurius posts another 0. LJ Mercurius has been outstanding out of the pen so far for Oklahoma. Pair of strikeouts in the 8th. We head to the bottom half, 7-3 OU. ESPN is your home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. For around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Screes Play. Chris Budden, Mike Rooney, and Chris Burke are there right now, and that will follow us here on ESPNU as well. Oklahoma trying to get into the 1-0 game tonight against Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets resting comfortably. This game pushed back because of rain last night to this morning. And now there is bright sunshine here in Atlanta for the first time this weekend. As the top of the OU order goes to work against C.J. Van Sluten. They trailed this game 3-1 in the 4th. They have led since the bottom of the inning of that inning. 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. The 2-1 to Jason Walk. And he punches it into center field for a leadoff single. And good speed aboard as Walk takes a huge turn at first.
Yeah, now it's going to be interesting with Oklahoma because what we've seen is that they are very aggressive on the bases. Now, they weren't really able to do anything with Buffkin on the mound because of how quick he was. So now I'm interested to see if all of a sudden we see that Oklahoma kind of style of baseball and seeing if they can take the extra 90.
Camden Johnson, 1 for 4 today, the third baseman, the transfer from Wichita State. Throw to first, the runner back. Walk has very good speed, 14 of 19 in stolen base attempts this year. So not maybe the most efficient base stealer.
There you go.
Pitch. And misses down and in, 1-0. runner back. Walked the lead. And the count 2-0 to Johnson. And Sleeman's been kind of what we were talking earlier, right? 1-3, you start thinking about it. 1-3-5, 1-4, you go from the time that you start your delivery till the ball gets to the catcher. He's about 1-2-5 to 1-3 right now. Runner bluffs going. The pitch is a ball inside and the count 3-0.
And that's what you're going to get because they have those same numbers too. Once you're seeing 1-2-5, 1-3, it's like, okay, now you can start really thinking about it. Do we want to try to go? Then you kind of bluff. One of the reasons why you bluff too is see who's going to be covering second base.
3-0 the count. Runner bluffs going, ball 4. And the first two have reached in the 8th, and the Sooners' leading home run hitter is coming to the plate in Dayton LaChance. And James Reeves, the pitching coach for the Citadel, he's heading out to the mound. He's been making a steady trek there over the last 2 innings. And the lefty going to have to discuss what's going on, but it feels like this is not a spot where Oklahoma's going to be playing for a single run. Even though one more would make a huge difference.
Yeah, it would make a huge difference, but when you have LaChance coming up, the guy who can power the ball out of the ballpark, you're wanting him to get his swing off. And you're all of a sudden now with guys in scoring position looking for a pitch that you can handle, something that is elevated to see if you can really break this game open.
Conference is over. Earlier today, we had a light breeze blowing to right center, but it was weird. It seemed like it knocked a couple balls down towards center field. Now there is no breeze whatsoever.
Now those flags are straight down. You're going to have to earn it now.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. (7-3) Oklahoma, 15 hits for the Sooners. They're looking for the biggest one of the day here. Walk bluffs going, and the ball gets away from Daniels, and it'll put 2 in scoring position, and you have to wonder if walk bluffing there had an impact.
I think it absolutely did, and I was going to say the same exact thing. This is the 3rd time he bluffs in a row. Daniels is up, and he just completely misses it. Almost looking like he was going to try to get it and bring it down, just can't come up with it. Should be a pass ball.
The infield is playing back for the Citadel. Now they're racing in. They weren't in a good spot. The pitch to LaChance fouled away. It's 1-1.
Yeah, the infield was playing back, and I was going to say I'm really confused of why they're going to let a run come in, and all of a sudden towards the end, it's almost like they weren't remembering of where guys were. And then they started to rush in before the pitch.
Watch Aryan Patel, the second baseman. He's like, hey, guys,
Whoa,
get to no double
come
in the outfield. Race in. 1-1 popped up into shallow center. Walk tagging at third. Williams, the center fielder, has it. Walk bluffs coming home, and they've got the runner caught up between second and third. The throw is not in time. A great slide from Camden Johnson. May have just saved the inning for OU. Oh, the swim move got him through that. He should have been out. Patel wants him to challenge, and they should. They haven't today.
I think this is the right time to challenge. You know what? Go take a look at that. We may have tagged him. I mean, Williams does the right thing. You got to get that ball in. You got to try to throw it to the cutoff. They got it to the cutoff right here. Get it to it quickly. But you know what? I think he is safe. I think that swim move did a smart thing. One, I'm surprised that Johnson went out as far out. I think he may have thought that, with Walk at third, that he was going to try to score on a sac fly and he was going to try to take the extra base. But those are situations where you got to know where that outfield is, and he's working in. It's not a very far ball, getting behind it to make that throw. Oklahoma got very, very lucky there.
Yeah, it's not like Hunt really held that ball either. I mean, he got it. He saw what was happening. He made the accurate throw. Hey, you gotta give Johnson a lot of credit on this. Maybe he could have zinged it a little harder, but watch Patel.
Yeah, no, he's in there.
Right, he is safe. I don't think he ever touched him. You're right. And so a big play for OU.
And you are right. For me, Hunt was a little bit too nonchalant on that one. It's almost looking like he was like, okay, now we have it. If he would have just turned, and he did the right thing, right? You're going to check the runner, so you have to make sure that that runner is staying at third. But I would love to see a little bit of, I check the runner, get it out quickly, nice hard throw to second base to get the tag.
The grittiest operations center in sports replay in Pittsburgh as they are looking at this call. As it stands right now, Oklahoma will have second and third and one out. And may have just avoided disaster on the bases. Yeah, the call is safe at second. So the Citadel loses a challenge.
Yeah, but the right call. If you're triple, you have to make that one there. It's Absolutely. A big point in the ball game. You have to, might as well, you know what, let's go ahead and challenge. Maybe we didn't see something that they could see on replay. I think that's the right move.
Jackson Willits, we highlighted at the outset, the star shortstop for Oklahoma. Numbers down a little bit this year, but a pair of hits today. Infield in at all four spots, 7-3 Oklahoma in the eighth. Runners at second and third as he takes ball one low. It's 1-0. The 1-0. A strike to the count 1-1. This is a big spot for Van Sluten trying to get out of a second and third nobody out jam without any damage. The Citadel down to their final three outs. Oklahoma trying to break it open. And the count 1-2.
Before this at bat, I was thinking, you know what, it might be the right decision to maybe walk Willits, put yourself in a position where you can turn a double play. But what they're doing is basically saying, we're going to throw the ball off and see if Willits is just aggressive and wants to swing at balls.
There's the 1-2. He checks it, takes outside, 2-2. I mean, the problem is Gamble in the on-deck circle was already homered. You don't have the platoon advantage with him. Maybe it makes more sense to try and get Willits, then you can pass on Gamble and go to Brock. Now, Brock's second on the team in homers, too. I guess it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 4 in this spot. Outside, the count is full. Runners get their lead at second and third. The set. And the 3-2. In the air to left. TJ Anderson back. He's got it. Out number 2. Walk coming home. He will score on the sacrifice fly. And Willits gets Oklahoma that extra insurance run. They lead 8-3. Just a really good job by Willits.
Right. Willits not trying to do too much, just understanding, hey, we need at least one. Get that one, get that insurance run, make it 8-3. You stay out of slam range on that one. A very nice job of handling the bat for him. But then we go back to that play at second base where if they were able to turn that double play, that's a run that wouldn't have come across.
Trey Campbell fouls it back. It's 0-1. And think about it, 3 of the 8 runs that Oklahoma has scored, they had a first and third situation where the Citadel decided to turn a 3-6-1 double play. They could have had the man at the plate. They made it a 4-3 game at that point. They got the 2 outs, got out of the inning without any further damage, but a run scored. Bouncer foul. They had another situation in the 6th. Then on base, poor decision by Lane Tobin. They had a routine double play ball. The runner between second and third stopped running. He panicked, threw to third to get the lead guy. Ended up leading to a run for Oklahoma. And now this, where the play not made at second, ends up impacting them, and you just cannot give a team like Oklahoma
that many runs and extra outs, really, when you're looking at it.
Oklahoma was not a dominant team in the SEC this year. They won 14 games, but again, at one point they were ranked in the top 10, and they execute on the margins well offensively. That's their offense, just like the Citadels. But if Oklahoma had not played airtight defense today, the Citadel could have been the one running up the score too. And listen, they did make a couple of miscues. There was a catcher's interference. There was an error on a pickoff throw, and that helped the Citadel. 2-2. But there is a difference, frankly, between a SoCon lineup and an SEC lineup. And if you give SEC lineups too much, even at the bottom of the league, if it's South Carolina or Mizzou, you're going to run into problems.
Yeah, there's still guys up and down the lineup that can hit on this Oklahoma team.
2-2, checks up and takes a breaking ball high, and the count is full.
And it might not be power, but it's good bat-to-ball skill. And you give extra outs, a lot of times that's going to come back to bite you.
Here's the payoff. Gamble swings and clubs it deep and foul. And we'll do the 3-2 again. Looking ahead to the Citadel ninth, the bottom third of their order up, trying to rally from a 5-run deficit. Sam Tansky will lead things off, then Ariane Patel and the catcher Phillips Daniels. Those are the scheduled hitters. 3-2 again, and another liner foul. And Slutin, the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Gamble. And he rips another one foul.
You love the battle.
Yeah.
3-2, just going up there, and it's just battle mode. Anything close, swing, got to be 100% that it's going to be a ball.
Right-handed hitting Brock in the on-deck circle. A 3-2 again, and another bouncer foul, and this one will go to 11.
Every single one of these pitches to Gamble just keeps leaking in. And he keeps getting the bad hit out, just can't keep it fair.
That should have been all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Can he find a way to get through this inning? Van Sluten facing Gamble. He misses down and in, ball 4. On the 11th pitch of the at-bat, Gamble draws a walk, and it will bring up Brock, who has singled twice and walked today. Brock misplayed a ball in left field early in the game that led to the first Citadel run, but offensively, he's been in the thick of things, and he's second on the team with 10 homers. First pitch to the right-handed hitter. Upstairs a ball, 1-0. A strike at the knees and the count 1-1.
Yeah, that's the pitch that Van Sluten has been throwing. Basically, it's the one that he controls the best right now. It's going to be that cutter. It starts middle, works its way off the plate away.
Down low, the count 2-1.
If you're Brock right now, you're looking for something out over that cutter and see if you can drive something to right center field.
Fouled off to the right and out of play, and the count 2-2 to Brock. 2-2. Swinging a high drive deep to left center field. Going back on it is Anderson, and he'll run it down right in front of the warning track, and the inning is over. Oklahoma tacks on a run. They lead the Citadel 8-3. They're 3 outs away from a date with Georgia Tech. Closing in on Omaha, and here today in 1-0 games, we'll have 3 different 3-4 matchups. Northern Illinois and St. John's in Tallahassee. Jacksonville State, the Conference USA regular season and tournament champs, against Little Rock, who upset the apple cart last year in the LSU Regional, and Cal Poly and St. Mary's in Los Angeles. And here's the Citadel, the 3 seed, trying to mount a rally against the number 2 seed Oklahoma. Oklahoma, if they hold on, will make 2 seeds 6-10 in the tournament after UCF finished their suspended game with NC State. Congratulations for Oklahoma. If they win, they get a date with Georgia Tech tonight. 0-2 the count to Sam Dansky to first, and the leadoff man gone to start the Citadel 9th. Well, if the score holds, about an hour after this game, the Citadel will be right back at it as they get ready to take on the UIC Flames in an elimination game. Missouri Valley Conference regular season and tournament champions waiting for the loser of this one to try and see who will get another crack at a regional to come through the loser's bracket. Aryan Patel takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, for Citadel, you got to get base runners. So whatever you can do to work that, whether it's a bunt, a little bloop, walk, anything you can. But I'll tell you what, Mercurius on the mound is absolutely filthy. It's a good fastball, that split finger, that Vulcan changeup that he has.
The 0-2. On the ground and through the right side, Patel's second hit of the game.
There it is. That's what you want to see if you're the Citadel. Getting guys on, very nice job of letting that ball get deep, hitting it the opposite way in the 3-4 hole.
And that'll bring up Phillips Daniels, the catcher. 0 for 2 today. Reached on catcher's interference. He had the safety squeeze in the 4th inning that Oklahoma snuffed out. First pitch to the catcher, a strike. It's 0-1. Cord Rager started this game for Oklahoma, was very good, tying a career high with 8 strikeouts. The freshman, excellent. The junior Mercurius behind him has been very good out of the pen. as much as we talked about the two offenses and their styles, we did not spend as much time at the outset talking about the arm talent on OU's roster. And I think that's been the biggest story in this one, is that their starters have just done, their pitchers have done a very good job today.
I mean, only needing to use 2 pitchers so far in this ball game, and both of them are just flamethrowers.
In the dirt, and 1-2.
Looking at Mercurious's numbers too, not really going to walk anybody. Goes right after guys. Huge strikeout pitcher. Coming into the ballgame, 82 strikeouts and 60 2/3 innings pitched.
That seems good.
Yes. That's a high rate.
The 1-2. Just missed. 2-2.
Enough strikeouts to be able to afford that chain. We saw that one in person. It's
good.
It's thick right there.
As much as he is a guy who says he loves the outdoors, he is from Vegas, man. Like, swing and a miss. Daniels down on strikes, 2 outs. Like, I don't like the glitz and glamour of Vegas all that much. I prefer being outdoors, but
I do like the chain. How about this 95-mile-an-hour spotted fastball down and away? And nothing much you could do with that one.
4 strikeouts for Mercurius, 12 on the day for Oklahoma pitching. Lane Tobin, last chance for the Citadel. As the OU faithful that are here, hoping to get a chance to watch them play Georgia Tech tonight. As it does appear that the opening games of regionals will hold the chalk. Georgia Tech 7 home runs in their victory over UIC yesterday, 22-5. And OU closing in on that 1-0 game tonight in what should be an electric McNeese Ballpark. A sellout crowd will be here, and earlier this year, having been in this ballpark when it's a night game and it is packed, the atmosphere is really, really good. It is going to be a fun one tonight. 0-2 the count to Tobin. The pitch upstairs. LJ Mercurius. Delivers. Fouled away. Tobin fights it off. Runner goes, the 1-2 upstairs. It's 2-2. Patel takes second. The 2-2. Tobin to center field and deep. Going back is Walk. He's got it on the warning track. And the Oklahoma Sooners win their regional opener. The 2 seed advances to the winner's bracket as they beat the Citadel this afternoon. 8-3 the final. And they have a date with the number 2 team in the tournament and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Fine offensive performance by Oklahoma coming up. In just about an hour, we will have the Citadel and UIC in an elimination game. The winner will stay in the field and play again tomorrow afternoon. OU defeats the Citadel 8-3 today. Fine pitching from Cord Rager and LJ Mercurius. Now for Gabby Sanchez, I'm Mike Farron. Thank you for joining us for coverage of the NCAA Regionals from Atlanta. We'll be back later this afternoon. Now we send you to Chris Budden, Mike Rooney, and Chris Burke as they get you squeeze play here on ESPNU. We'll be back later this afternoon.